shitting me, man? Vero Beach, Florida? Don't be a zero. Get your ass down to Vero and train.
It's not a real thing, is it?
Look it up, sucker.
Welcome back to the Unrestricted Vex. My man RC, the Bulldog, Richie Carnahan, and Bob on the ones and twos.
Yep.
What do you say, boys? What do you say? 30 minutes of politics this morning? I stayed up all night watching the election returns come in. You know, I'm ready for this. I really took down a lot of notes. I got my magic wall behind me.
Were you wearing your Dockers?
Yes.
If we're going to do this, I need to get my phone and get ready to call a hotline.
I mean, for real. So we won't do that. Let's do something else instead.
Okay.
Guys, it's the we're coming off a Cowboys bye week, but we need to have a discussion about the Cowboys and about the NFL because we're at the midway point of the season.
Contenders, pretenders, anyone?
I mean, I think that's where we got to go.
Yeah.
Where do you put the Cowboys in that conversation? Obviously, right now, they're not at the top of their own NFC East division, but they are the top wild card if the playoffs began today. Are they a Super Bowl contender?
Yes. I think it's tiered. There's favorites and contenders.
Okay, who are your favorites then?
So you got to have Philadelphia just because they're undefeated.
I think even if they weren't, I would still have them up there. They're good.
They are good. Kansas City.
Yep.
Does anybody want to play them?
No, I don't think so.
Even though Buffalo took a baby crap, I think they're on the top tier. And much to my chagrin, to make Bob happy, I don't think anybody wants to play San Francisco.
Really?
That is the scariest 500 team in the NFL.
Are you serious?
Now, I'm
giving
not
Bob this much of a handy this early in the morning, giving the 49ers that kind of a break, putting them in the favorites category. What the are you doing this morning?
Well, I feel bad for him because you give him so much shit on air. I wanted to throw him a bone.
Okay, that's sweet of you.
But he might not be at the top tier, but he's in the same tier as the Cowboys. So here's the deal. The Cowboys, do they want to play them again with their run defense?
I don't think so.
No, they don't. If they figure some things out, and it looks like it only took them 9 days to figure out how to use Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, you're right about that.
They could be scary, and if they get healthy, they're going to be scarier.
That's the X factor for the Niners.
Yeah.
Do they get healthy on both the defensive side and with Debo?
So we're at the midway point. There's injuries. There's maybe possible trades that could come up, and we'll get into that in a minute.
The trades are over.
Sorry, I didn't mean trades.
Pickups.
I'm sorry. Acquisitions that may happen,
there you
and
go.
We'll get into that. But I can't believe, and I agree with most of your favorites, RC. I really do. But you can scratch the Jimmy Garoppolo-led 49ers off of that list for me, but you need to add Baltimore.
Yeah.
Because they are no bullshit.
Macho Man likes Baltimore.
He does like Baltimore. You know who else likes Baltimore? My wallet. Every time
They're doing
I
good
bet,
for you?
oh my God.
Yeah.
Riding the Ravens all season long.
You're welcome.
We're leaving one out of here, I think. I mean, how do you like that? The Vikings.
I don't know. Can we find out this week as they play the Bills?
Ooh. That's
Bills
a good
without
game.
Josh Allen?
I don't know. That's the big question, right? And look, with or without Josh Allen, I think you're going to get a pretty good idea of who the Vikings really are playing at Baltimore.
That's going to be at Buffalo. That's going to be a fun game.
Sorry,
That's going to be
I
a
said
great
at Buffalo.
game.
You're right. It's going to be an awesome game.
Who's
and I
Buffalo's
hope Josh,
backup? Anyone?
Who knows? Who cares?
Case Keenum.
Oh,
Houston product.
when's the last time he played a football game?
Alamo Heights High School. Did he play for Heights?
No, he didn't play for Heights.
Been a lot cooler if he did. He's a Rice. No, he went to Houston or Rice?
Houston.
There you go.
And
University of Houston.
Cougs, yeah.
Yeah. And he's from Abilene.
Garden Spot of Texas.
I mean, look,
It's not a place I want to go.
doesn't matter. The Bills, with or without Josh Allen, that's an interesting test. You got to go to Buffalo. That's always hard.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings playing indoors. They've had a pretty easy schedule thus far.
And they don't win convincingly.
They sure don't,
They just win.
which is important.
Agreed.
for making the playoffs. But I don't put the Vikings in that category yet. I got to see more.
I think they're second tier.
I'd much quicker put Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, because if you're Kansas City if you're Buffalo, if you're one of the teams that can put up 35 points real simple and easy, and I think the Titans showed this just a couple nights ago, is that if you're playing one of those teams, what you really have to do is play ball control, right? Chew the clock.
Right.
And I don't think anybody has a better chance of doing that, maybe other than the Titans, than the Ravens do, right? They can run the damn thing.
Well, but it gets dicey because who's their best runner?
Well, it's definitely their quarterback. It's
Right.
Lamar Jackson.
And if he gets hurt, they are
Well, yeah, but I mean, we can say
They're
that
a
about
sub-
everybody, right? I mean, if Mahomes
except for the
gets
Cowboys.
hurt,
Cooper Rush.
they take a step up when Crush comes back. No, look, this is where we have to decide from here on out, who really has it and who doesn't. If you look at the AFC, I mean, that's where the strength of the league is. Buffalo, Kansas City, Baltimore. Tennessee's 5-3, by the way, and coming off a loss. Contender, where do they fall for you?
I think that they could do something if they stay the course.
Well, they're that team like they always are that you kind of just don't want to see in the playoffs because you got to go tackle Derrick Henry 40 some odd times.
And did you watch him?
Of course.
He's a man child.
Yeah, he has been forever.
He's a minotaur.
He's a minotaur. When he came out of Alabama, I remember the first fantasy season, I was like, I'm drafting him first because that guy's going to lead the league in rushing one day. And then they didn't play him, essentially, for the first couple of years. What are you doing? That guy's bigger, stronger, and faster than everybody else. Like, he's Adrian Peterson, but bigger and maybe faster,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't know. But he's obviously, nobody wants to go into a playoff game where you got to tackle King Henry 40 times.
Yep.
That doesn't sound like a whole hell of a lot of fun. The Jets,
Ooh.
the Dolphins, the
Okay.
Chargers, those are all 3 lost teams.
Okay.
Of those 3 teams in the AFC, is there a team that actually worries you? Is there a team that you think could jump up and bite a Bills, a Kansas City, or a Baltimore?
Yes.
Miami. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
You guys are buying the, what is it, the two-and-on? You guys are into two-and-on?
Statistically, yeah. For games that he finished, they're 6-0.
Do you watch Dolphins games, either of you guys? I'm asking this honestly.
Just the
because
highlights.
every single time I watch the Dolphins, and I don't sit around on my Sundays and just digest the goddamn Dolphins.
You would if you were in Vero Beach.
Tua throws 5 balls a game that should be intercepted, but I don't know why they're not. It's like he throws them out there with Vaseline on it for some bizarro reason. I don't know how. He is the luckiest quarterback, and if I had next gen like to pull up on my phone, I bet I could pull it up, and he has thrown the most balls that should have been intercepted in the league. It's ridiculous how inaccurate he is.
Well, a stat that I saw that's kind of eye-opening is Tyreek Hill through how many games? 8 games, 9 games?
Yep.
Has more yards than any receiver ever in the league.
It's insane. It's 40-yard catch, 40-yard catch, 40-yard catch every single game.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's got a quarterback who underthrows him on deep routes
Every time.
90% of the time. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Like, how long, Tua, until you figure out that you got to throw it 8 yards farther?
As soon as he gets off the line,
Yes, because you can't outthrow him.
put it to the spot.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you need the punter out there to throw a good ball.
P for K, K for P.
P for K.
Remember that?
Of course.
We used to play
Yes.
at the mule stall.
Pass for kick.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, that's good. That's great reference there. I can't believe you guys are on the Dolphins train like that. I kind of think the Jets are the better team of those 3.
Look at their quarterback. I think Wilson's soft.
Yeah, but their defense is it's scary good.
Yeah.
I mean, they shut everybody down. And I'll throw another one in there for you. They're 5-4, but I think they're on the come up. That's my Bengals, man. I don't think anybody is going to want to see the Bengals.
Joe Shiesty's different in a good way.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's legit.
What's on your mind, Bob? I can see the wheels turning.
I want the Jets to be good, but I'm not letting hope in the door. I mean, they're going to dash my hopes just like their Major League Baseball brethren.
Are you a
Mets.
Jets fan? Are you a closet Jets fan?
I'm a
clo-
closet Jets fan because of my dad. My dad was a Jets fan when I grew up, so I kind of root for them. But
Oh, I'm so sorry.
the last season they had was Joe Namath.
Chad Pennington?
Last season they had was,
Sanchez.
like I said, the last season they had was Joe Namath.
Mark Sanchez had a playoff win.
Well, he had a
He
wonderful
was-
butt fumble too.
He was so great that his coach's wife got a tattoo of him.
Is that a true? What?
Yes.
Wait a minute. You tell me. I don't think I know this story.
Ryan.
The
Tat-
foot,
oh,
the
oh.
foot guy, Ryan.
Yeah. Rob Ryan. I mean Rex Ryan.
Rex Ryan.
Yeah.
Either he got a tattoo of Sanchez or his wife got a tattoo.
There's
of Sanchez.
no way that's true.
How much? All right. So the bet is lunch, and it's either wife or him, but one of them did.
Okay. You got it.
Yeah.
I can't believe that could possibly be true.
Oh, it's real.
This is like the rumor of Roger Stone having a tattoo of Richard Nixon on his back.
He's got a tattoo of Donald Trump.
But
on his back.
he actually does.
Oh boy.
Roger Stone has a tattoo between his shoulder blades of Richard Nixon.
Oh, this gets worse.
Huh.
What?
Rex,
Worse for me or just
you.
worse?
I don't know what's the bet. What was the bet again?
I got to buy
So
him
the-
lunch if Rex Ryan
Or his wife
or his wife.
has a tattoo of Sanchez.
I'm gonna have to call this one a push because the story is Rex Ryan's tattoo, a glorious sketch of the head coach's wife Michelle in a sexy pose. The best part of which is she is wearing a Mark Sanchez jersey in the sketch.
Oh man, you're right. That's a push, and you're awfully close to being right. He's the Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan, is it Rob or Rex that had the major foot fetish?
Rex.
Yeah.
And it's Rex Ryan that has the teeth that are on the pregame show that hurt my eyes every morning.
Yes.
Holy Moses! Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Those are some
Good
choppers.
night. I don't know if they're real or if he just whitens them to the point of serious illumination.
He goes and gets fresh chiclets before every
I think
taping.
I think he might. These chompers are frightening. Okay, that was the AFC. I'm going to flip. NFC. Philadelphia, we have as a real contender,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Minnesota,
Yeah, second tier.
yeah, I
with
agree.
the Cowboys.
Minnesota
Seattle.
Cowboys.
Gino. The
Ge-
story. The story of the year.
Are you believing?
No.
Me neither.
I like him. I think it's cool. Good on you.
Yeah.
I think that Carroll's like, see, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, Russell Wilson.
The big thing with them is that they have figured out that they can run the football.
Yep.
And
Well,
they
and-
still have good weapons at wide receiver for Gino when he needs them,
Mm-hmm.
but they can seriously run.
Well, the kid Walker, he's from Michigan State.
Correct.
He's a stud. Now, what's funny about Seattle is even when they draft busts, they get a little production out of them,
Yep.
and they kind of shake it off.
And I have to say, looking at their schedule, they're going to be in the mix at the end record-wise. Their games, Tampa Bay, Vegas, Rams, Panthers, then they play the 49ers and the Chiefs, and then the Jets, end the season at the Rams.
That division is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's like the SEC.
It kind of is.
They
They're
beat
just-
the crap out
They're
of
just
each
eating
other.
each other.
It kind of is. And it's a big weekend, by the way, in that division, as you have head-to-head matchups between the Chargers and 49ers.
Yep, and we finally get a decent Sunday night game.
We finally get a decent Sunday, dude. We have had 2 straight weeks of Bill Simmons calls them the watchables and the unwatchables. And like the last 2 weekends have been pretty much unwatchable in terms of matchups. Finally, this weekend, we get some good ones.
Yeah.
Rest of the NFC, quickly. Tampa Bay leads their division at 4-5.
And did you see him celebrate like he won the Super Bowl
Oh, absolutely.
when they put that game away?
Absolutely. And he comes into the press conference. That felt fucking awesome.
Oh boy, almost as awesome as his divorce. I mean,
What the hell felt awesome? That the Rams had poor play calling and poor play execution.
Right.
At the end of that game.
And blew it with time as well. I mean, goodness gracious. So the Buccaneers are 4-5. They're heavy favorites still to win their division. So
Their
I think
division
you
is
can.
shit.
Yeah, but I think you can almost count on them making the playoffs. But I don't think any of us
No
think
one's
they're
scared
any
of them.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
this
Cowboys would love to play them again.
Dallas, Giants, San Francisco. As it stands, those are your 3 wild card teams.
Mhm.
Of those 3, who's the best team?
Dallas.
no.
I know you're going
no.
to say San Francisco.
With the caveat, they have to get a little bit healthier.
Well, you got plenty of time, so you would presume they would be.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Dallas defensive coordinator, do you want to face that offense?
No, but if
You're
you're
going to get run all over.
if you're the 49ers defensive coordinator, are you really excited about facing the Cowboys?
Oh, we're gonna trounce them.
Okay,
Oh,
bravado.
boy.
We have a
Macho Bob
we
making
Maybe
his
you're-
first appearance on the show.
Maybe you're doing the picks.
Come on in, Macho Bob.
we got a good run defense. We gonna shut down Zeke, the boy who spends his days at St. Patty's Day parade groping up the women.
Oh my
Okay,
God!
you
Never
kinda-
mind. Never mind. Let's not do that. Let's
That
let
kind of
Richard keep.
that kind of sounds racist.
It did.
It did a little
did.
bit. I don't know how you made such a clean, innocent,
I know.
rising.
All I asked was
We'll cut
Macho
that.
Bob.
We'll
Don't
cut
cut. Don't cut that at all. That was radio gold. So, what if I throw out at you that it's actually the Giants of those 3?
No,
Why not?
because the Cowboys have their number.
Well, they may.
They're not may, they do. And I'll tell you what, Cowboys play the Eagles on Christmas Eve. If the Cowboys beat the Eagles on Christmas Eve, watch out.
So this is always the stretch of the season where it gets interesting for the Cowboys. It's always the make or break, right here around Thanksgiving, right? Because you
They have 3 games in 9 days.
Yeah. This is where it gets weird for them every single year.
Yeah.
And, I love that the Cowboys always play Thanksgiving weekend. It's
Oh,
awesome. Or Thanksgiving Day, I should say. I think it's awesome. But it always gets a little squirrely because you have these multitude of games in a short amount of time. And it sort of makes or breaks.
Mhm.
And when you're playing 3 games in 9 days, it almost doesn't matter who you're playing. You're going to drop at least one of those.
Yep.
Right? And if you're not well prepared, it could be 2 or 3 of them.
All right, Bob, pull it up. Who do they have? I know they've got the Giants on Thanksgiving. That's a W. Circle it.
Okay, Cowboys. Oh yeah, Giants on Thanksgiving. That'll be fun. Looking forward, we have Green Bay, Minnesota, Giants,
Okay, so they got Minnesota Giants, and who do they have after the Giants?
the Colts,
Okay, so
with Jeff Saturday as their interim coach.
I can't believe that guy. I mean, talk about failing upwards. He was like 30-13 at a high school team, right?
And
But he looks good on TV though.
yeah.
And Jim Irsay's like, well, he snapped the football to Peyton Manning for a long, long time.
So he's got to know what he's talking about. That's the litmus test.
I'm just gonna throw this out
Oh my God.
there.
Hebron Christian Academy, a high school in Decula, Georgia,
And it wasn't his record like 30-13?
20-16.
Oh my God, it's worse than I thought. As an assistant. Jesus Christ.
Now he's at the helm of the Colts.
If you're one of the 2 black coaches with tenure that are coordinators on that team, how you feeling today about your new head coach?
His final season, he was promoted in his final season with Hebron to head coach.
Hebron?
Hebron.
So he coached a bunch of Jewish kids? Where
No,
was this?
No, it's Hebron Christian Academy, so they Messianic Jews.
Yes.
They're Jews. He went 3-7 in his final season.
Holy Moses.
Boy. I bet Ellinger's like, yeah, so you're telling me there's a chance.
Hey, Sam Ellinger is not terrible. He is not terrible. He's like a bad version of Big Ben. Maybe that is terrible. Never mind.
Well, I mean, he can run it. Big Ben wasn't running anywhere.
No. But he stands up to the rush pretty well. He's not atrocious. I can't believe that the Colts are. But this is Jim Irsay, right?
Right.
Like you called him a douchebag earlier. He's a full-on douche.
Straight up.
I mean,
douche.
like lots of these NFL owners, he's just a full-on douche.
And he's the one that wants Dan Snyder to be kicked out of the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
How does that make you feel, Dan Snyder?
so have you heard the latest group that wants to buy Washington?
No, I have not.
Bezos, Jay-Z, Matthew McConaughey.
That is an interesting trio.
It really checks a lot of the
I mean, it
boxes.
does.
Let's see, who's
doesn't
the
it?
money man in that one?
Well, it's not McConaughey.
And Forbes is saying $5.65 billion is what they think the sales price of that
For
team
the
is.
former Redskins.
For the former Redskins.
You know, I'm
Well,
not surprised.
If I was Bezos, I'd just buy it on my own.
I mean, wow, that's interesting. For many years, but he needs face people, okay?
What do you
And-
mean? He's not an attractive fella?
No,
He
it
launched
just,
a space penis.
He sure did.
So there was a rumor a couple of weeks ago that Barack Obama might be in the mix for purchasing of a team, okay? That somebody with a lot of money would use Barack Obama as their face guy to buy a team. And I got to be honest, if you're going to buy one and Barack Obama's going to be your guy, like you would probably want it to be in Washington, D.C., wouldn't you?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That or Hawaii, but there's not a team in Hawaii.
At least you didn't make like some Kenyan joke there.
No, I'm not well versed enough to do anything like that.
The rest of the NFC. Tell me if you like any of these. Atlanta,
No way.
Washington,
Nope.
Rams.
They're just too. Nah.
They've done nothing.
I mean, here's something we could have a show on. How do you win a Super Bowl in 1 year and the next year be blah?
You know, you get old. You
Yeah.
spend all your money on the current stuff, all of your inventory of draft picks on older guys who are, in the waning years of their career. And then all of a sudden they all get old at once. And this is what happens.
And we knew it was going to happen in the midst of last season. We knew that they were taking a shot,
Going all in.
going all in, to pushing all their chips in, but that was the season. And they did it.
Is there any Schadenfreude going on with you guys and Aaron Rodgers? Like, I'm loving.
Did you say Schadenfreude?
Yes.
Would you translate that?
Does it make you feel a little bit good
That makes me feel great.
to watch Aaron Rodgers have a shit season?
I enjoy watching him suck.
So do I. And I know I've covered this on this show, but I bet heavily against them this season, and I'm so thankful to watch him throw interceptions
At the
in
end
the
of the
red
game.
zone.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
that's
my.
what if Aaron Rodgers just isn't good anymore? I've said on this show a couple of times, if Denver had made the trade for Aaron Rodgers instead of Russell Wilson, Denver would be good.
I don't know now.
I think I'm going back on that, man. I don't think Aaron Rodgers has it anymore.
I think he just wants to do Jeopardy.
Well, I'm
He
starting to
should have
wonder.
taken that
He
gig,
should
man.
have taken that gig.
I'm starting to wonder, who do we see last, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers?
Here's what I think.
Excellent.
After this season, they're both out. First, they fight in a cage, MMA style,
Okay.
and then they play 18 holes.
Like a triathlon or a biathlon? This is all in one day?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, all right. Cool. I'm in.
Yeah.
So far, I'm in.
Okay. And then it's a test of brains on a Jeopardy show. And the loser is never heard from again.
Okay. I would love that.
Yeah.
As long as Aaron Rodgers loses.
I think he will. I don't think Brady will let that happen.
We talked about acquisitions earlier.
Yep.
There's really only one thing out there that I think moves the needle for any of these teams. What if OBJ and what if the rumors about OBJ are true and the flirtations from Jerry Jones? What if he does come to the Cowboys, Richard?
I think it's happening.
You called it last week.
I've been talking about it for several weeks.
Yeah. Okay. So if it does happen, does that improve the Cowboys substantially, incrementally? Where does that fall for you?
Incrementally.
Doesn't put them over the top.
I think them playing cohesively and sticking to the game plan that we drew out for them 6 weeks ago.
You mean run the damn
ball,
thing?
Run the ball. Dak needs to be a high-end game manager.
Yeah, but is that like going to dinner at a nice restaurant with your wife and sitting across the table from, for me, Anna Kendrick? That Kellen Moore is going to have OBJ, this beautiful toy, and go, I don't need to run Pollard and Elliott anymore. Dak, go downfield.
No, I think it's the threat the ability, because no one's really scared of the deep threat with Dallas right now.
Okay, wait a minute. Time out. Pause the show. Did you just go hottest girl on earth, Anna Kendrick?
I love Anna Kendrick.
Really? I mean, wait a minute. You have the world of women,
The Pantheon.
every single one of them.
If you gave me time to think about it, I might come up with a different one, but that's the one that comes top of mind all the time.
Wow. Like, not in my top 1 million. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. Like, does nothing for me. What's the Anna Kendrick attraction for you?
He really likes those movies, the Accapella movies.
Yes, I do.
That's what
I like the
is.
Pitch Perfect movies.
That's what it is.
He's a sucker for a
Acapella.
good acapella group.
And she was good in The Accountant with Ben Affleck.
I don't think I saw that.
Pretty good movie, but I wouldn't talk about it on live radio. Or what do? We do a podcast.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my thing about the OBJ acquisition, regardless of where he goes. If Odell is really a page turner, if he is a game changer, why hasn't he been playing?
Because he's hurt.
Why
dude.
hasn't somebody else tried to pick him up already?
Because he wasn't gonna throw his name into the equation until he was healthy, and apparently he's gonna be healthy any day now.
You know, that's what I would say too. If nobody wanted to pick me up, somebody would have signed him if he was a real number one and said, you know what? Don't worry about being hurt. Sit your butt down. We'll bring you back in week 10 whenever you're healthy. If he was a real number one still, that's what would have happened. Like, I think that this idea that he's going to come in and be Amari Cooper of a season ago or 2 seasons ago,
3 seasons ago.
3 seasons ago. That's when he was really at his best.
Right.
Like, that's bananas.
I also wonder for the front offices. I mean, he played great for the Rams last year, but is the specter of him like proposing to the kicking net, and the Giants? I mean, is that hanging over him? Because he was a head case before he went to the Rams.
No
Is
doubt.
he gonna go all Kyrie on us?
That's another good question. And God bless, can we not talk about Kyrie Irving and his non-apology apologies and his blatant anti-Semitism and the support that he's getting from every single angle? Somehow people making it seem like Kyrie is the victim here. Jesus.
Well,
That's the wrong word to use there.
No, Jesus was a Jew.
Good point.
He'd
So
be
it's
pissed off too.
accurate. Yeah.
well, did you see though what the Nets, the 6 steps that
That's
he
what
has?
I'm talking about. These people are like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Wait, man, you're the one who disseminated a bullshit film that's been debunked by every single outlet that's ever watched it. And by the way, it's like $11, and I kind of want to watch it, but I sure as hell don't want to give the producer of that film a single nickel.
Can't you get it for free on the internet?
I tried, and every time I do, it's like one of those sketchy download this things. And it's like, this is just going to give me a virus.
You'll be put on a list for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I mean, if I'm not already having Googled all the crap that Kyrie believes in. And by the
you
way,
really think that's the worst shit you Google?
well, that's a good point. Here's the other thing: is that's not his only anti-Semitic tweet.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
If it were, maybe you could let it go eventually if he apologized correctly. But it's not. Like, he's an anti-Semite. He's unabashedly unapologetic about it, even though he faked an apology. I hope he never plays another game.
He might not in the NBA.
And I'm serious about this. I am shocked that there aren't more people jumping to the defense of anti-Semitism. I mean, if he had made a racist statement, if he had shared a racist video, if he had shared even an anti-gay video, like, he'd get canceled so quick. And he is given 6 hurdles to get over by his organization that are not very hard, and people are like, hell no, I wouldn't do that. Man, get out of here with that. Anyway, I didn't mean to go off on that. Sorry. Hey, bring the Macho Man. What do you say, Mach?
Oh, yeah. What's going on, Peckerwoods?
I got a question for you. Did you ever do tag team with Ultimate Warrior?
Well, we did a little tag teaming, but it wasn't in the ring, if you know what I mean.
God, I didn't. That was not rehearsed.
You can't open that door, dude.
Yeah. Set him up, and Macho Man knocks him down.
I believe that.
Oh, yeah.
Like Andre the Giant knocking down beers on a flight. How many did he drink? Wasn't it like 140 beers?
He could have 2 cans in his hand, and you couldn't even see him. Talk about Primo and Peekaboo. You never knew if he had a beer in his hand or not. That big motherfucker.
I got 3 great games for you to pick this week, Macho.
Lay him on me, Jefferson.
All right, let's start in Buffalo because it's a question mark game. We don't know if Josh Allen's going to be healthy and starting for the Buffalo Bills, but it is in Buffalo. They still have a weaponry of an arsenal, rather, of wide receivers. Their running backs, but Buffalo's still legit. Are they legit without Josh Allen? We will see, and we got to figure out if the Vikings are legit because they only have a single loss, and they're going up there to really see if they can make a statement. The Bills are favored by 5.
Bills are favored by 5 in Buffalo. Josh Allen plays, Bills win and cover. Josh Allen doesn't play, birds.
Really?
Yep.
Birds?
Aren't they playing the Ravens?
Vikings.
Fuck, Macho Man. he didn't get a lot of sleep last night. That's what we call dead air. Dead air.
Game number 2. Your 49ers.
Wait.
What?
So what's his pick if Allen doesn't play?
Oh, yeah. What's his pick?
That other team. Fucking Macho Man.
Needs some editing in there, but it's going to be funny.
Who's that other team again?
49ers.
Oh.
Game number 2. 49ers favored by 7 at home against the Chargers. Now, why do I have this one circled?
Because pussy-ass Bob loves the 49ers.
Well, not just that. Why do I have this circled? Well, because the 49ers are obviously Bob's team, but also, like, we can't just dismiss the Chargers. Even though they've looked like crap week in, week out, they're a 5-3 team. I don't want to say this is what Bill Simmons calls a loser leaves town match because it's not. There's still too much season ahead of it. But 49ers Chargers is knockdown, drag out. Who's going to take the leg up?
I like the Chargers quarterback. I don't like their team.
Yeah. I don't like their head coach.
I don't even know who it is. You don't either.
I do.
Lane Staley. No, he was the
Yes.
lead singer for Alice in Chains.
That's it.
One of my favorite bands, The Rooster. Ooh, doesn't sound too good today. I'm going 49ers. They'll cover.
Minus the 7?
Yep.
Wow. I think
Yep.
Justin Herbert can cover the 7. Last game, and this is a loser leaves town match. Okay? This is.
Kind of like when I wrestled Dusty Rose in the Amarillo Convention Center. I put that fat tub of shit in a coffin. Oh, yeah. Dusty left town.
This is the equivalent of that. It's Cardinals at the Rams. Rams favored by 3. I don't think any of us believe that either of these two teams are really actually good, but one of the two could still jump up and grab an NFC playoff spot.
Macho's got a take on that. Who gives a shit?
Really?
Who gives a
You're
shit?
just calling that fully unwatchable.
Yeah, I care less.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Kind of like your match against Dusty Rhodes in the Amarillo Convention Hall.
There were 732 people that gave a shit about that, Jeff. Hard-working Americans, Texans, paid to watch that beauty. No, I don't care. I think the Rams win.
I think the Cardinals are the team that takes that jump. I think the Rams are over with. I think something happens inside the Cardinals where they finally figure out that they got to get going. I think there's more talent on that team than we give them credit for.
Something happens. If anything happens in that locker room, it's that coach comes out.
Oh, we're going there on Cliff.
God bless him. He's a little too pretty to be a coach in the NFL.
I
just
mean,
saying.
he's got the bachelor lifestyle down pat.
Sure does.
Nice cover. Oh, thanks for listening. As always, like and subscribe, folks.
How y'all feel out there? Do you feel good? I said, do you feel good? Come on. The groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. I said the groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. It feel good, don't it? It feel good. It feel good cause you know it's good. Hey.
So, folks, that was our show, but we have a little bit more. Come for the picks. Stay for the Josh Primo jokes. Here we go.
You know, I want to say I want to keep a close eye on this, but
A one eye.
You got to keep our one eye on it.
let me say this.
The voyeur in me.
I mean, I don't want to be a mushroom about it.
I'd like to shed some light on the subject.
Oh, please keep it in the dark. You know, the real thing as this develops, and you know, I don't think we should have like a long talk about it, is that
I mean, that's the question. How long?
oh my God, you two.
A real girthy discussion. Let's get to the meat of it.
Oh God, man. Trying to make a point here.
Oh, just poke it out.
It's a hard topic to really dive into.
I mean, it's hard to wrap your brain.
I mean, it really took me by surprise. I wasn't.
Okay, this is the point I want to make, man. You guys are killing me. If in fact Josh Primo's lawyers insinuation is that yeah, his weenie may have been visible, but it was underneath his gym shorts, we have the most interesting case in the history of the world because, let's face it, women and their equipment are on display all the time, right? Cleavage, side boob, you know, even if they're hidden, there's still bulges, right? Up top. I mean, not down low. I don't know what kind
Where
of
have you
women
been
you're
hanging
into.
out? You did do a study abroad. Taiwan,
Yes. Boys down.
Thailand, Dallas Cowboys bar.
But you feel, oh man, you feel me on this, right?
Vikings cruise ship.
Like if that is what their defense is, it was visible, but it was under his shorts, then we are going to have some seriously interesting litigation. Because
We're going to have to get those transcripts.
yeah, because women's equipment is visible all the time.
Yeah, but visible but not visible. And why is he going commando to a therapy session?
How do you know it's commando?
Maybe he's got really loose drawers, too.
Yeah, and they're gym shorts, for God's sakes. Like, you know.
Do you not wear briefs when you wear your gym shorts?
I do, but that doesn't make it invisible. It's not like a cloaking device.
How y'all feel out there? Do you feel good? I said, do you feel good? Come on. The groove feel good